making of the new CD, Mellon Collie and Infinite Sadness, double CD, Saturday Night Live performance on Saturday. You're pooped. I'm surprised you didn't run in a marathon yesterday. You've been busy doing so many things, you know?
I considered it, but,
yeah. How's it going?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm having a pleasant New York experience as opposed to the ones I normally have.
So, like, what happens usually to you in New York?
I get beat up.
No. Really?
You know, I get mistaken, and, you know, guys come over and try and wash my face with that cleaner, you know.
So, like, what's, like, your worst New York experience?
It's probably my own fault, so I shouldn't get into it.
It'd be a good story, though. Come on.
No.
Give me something.
I think I'll pass. I think somewhere in the lyrics you can find one of those kind of stories.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to search definitely through them. Speaking of lyrics, this CD is really an amazing CD. When we heard Bullet with Butterfly Wings, we were like, wow, this is great. By the way, I had a listener call me up and ask me for Bullet with Butterfried Wings.
There you go. Let the new titling begin.
That's right. It's just was it a catharsis for you to do this CD?
No, because the weird thing about that kind of is you're dredging up so much muck to try and find stuff to write about and sing about that at the same time that you're trying to get it out of your system, you're almost putting it back in. So
right.
I don't find making music cathartic at all.
Some people do. Some people like this. It's almost like a therapy session to go in and write an album for you because you get out so much that's on your mind.
I think you'd be better off actually not thinking at all.
Just doing.
Sure. I certainly would have a better life if I didn't think at all.
Yeah, so would I. So would a lot of people. Oh, you know, I want to talk to you about...
I'm here to add the positive message for today. You know?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Not too many positive messages in the city of New York, are there? I remember, you know, talking about when Siamese Dream came out, we were talking to some fans that were real Gish fans when that first came out. Will you guys consider yourself fortunate that when that album came out, that you built such an incredible groundswell right out of the box?
Yeah.
That was amazing. You had some real diehard fans. I mean, you still do. They're still there for you. But that must be really a good feeling when something like that happens.
Right. I mean, sometimes you get kind of weird and pissy because you see bands having this kind of instant success, you know, basically imitating other bands. You know?
Right.
And even in some cases imitating us. You see bands having big songs with, you know, your sound or imitation of your sound. But, you know, when you really notice it was when you go out on tour and you see people singing along to every song, not just the songs you'd know from MTV. And, you know, we play to so many people. That's something I think at the end of the day you'd rather have that than have that kind of instant kind of success. So it's been very rewarding on a deep level to kind of have that support.
Yeah, because I remember when we played, what was the song you did on the single soundtrack? Drown. And I remember we were playing that at a station I was up in Boston, WAAF, and I remember we faded like a couple seconds out because of that feedback at the end. I was at the supermarket, okay, and I was at the deli counter, and I remember this one kid, he was like really angry, and I thought maybe, you know, he was having a really bad day, and the other person that was at the counter said to him, you know what they did to me? My radio station, they cut 20 seconds off of the Drown single, and that's my favorite band. And I was like, you know, music is so incredibly personal to people.
Yeah.
That it's like, and for them to have that type of
I can't blame you for cutting the 20 seconds off the feedback.
Well, that was the feedback, you know, that's really what it was, you know. But I couldn't believe, though, that was the first time in my life that I really saw how music affected people on a day-to-day basis. He had no idea that I worked at the station, so it was a good idea just for me to see that.
I thought he was venting towards you.
No, he was talking to the other guys.
So it was a random experience.
Yeah, and it was really excellent. And that's how I knew that you guys were onto something big, you know. It was an amazing story.
Oh, it's also crazy.
This is actually, you consider Pisces a Scary an album, or you just...
We don't really count that as an album, per se, you know.
Okay, third CD.
Right.
I read a quote somewhere that somebody attributed to you that said that you guys have done everything now. Do you feel that way, really, now that you're done with this CD?
Yeah. I think, well, I'll put it in this context.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 7 years ago I started the band, and we started it with a philosophy and a certain way of being and thinking, and I think we've completely done everything within that we would have hoped and wanted to do. And I think that, you know, you reach a point where you have to realize that, or else you end up just kind of repeating yourself.
So do you think you could walk away from Smashing Pumpkins at this point in your career?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very proud. I mean, if you think about it this way, most people can't understand this, but if you think about it this way, to go in 7 years from completely unknown, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I had an uncle who worked at a record company or anything.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Completely unknown, even in Chicago, to go from that to where we are now. It's a pretty amazing thing.
There's still bands that are still out there, you know.
Yeah, and
20 years ago they started. They haven't even gotten out of the bars yet.
So I have a lot of respect for what's happened to us that's good. Mm-hmm. But I think you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the fans of your band to constantly challenge new musical territory. And I think we created something, and within that creation we've done everything that we could possibly do within that. It's not to say that if we put out another album that you'd listen to and it wouldn't sound like Smashing Pumpkins, but I think certainly we were formed within the context of a rock band. We were formed at a time where alternative rock was by no means popular. You know, bands, we sell in 1 week now what bands sold in an entire year, and that was a big alternative record. It's a different world, it's a different time, and I think that you have to try to find new things. And I think that the rock thing that we were a part of creating and manifesting is kind of reaching the end of its road, really.
Besides, after 7 years, you lost all your hair. You rocked it all off your head. You look good, though.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, everybody was telling me today, you gotta ask him about the head. What's going on with that? Yeah, it's the Michael Stipe influence, isn't it?
No, it's just, I go for different looks, and right now I'm in the religious fanatic look.
You're not going to try to sell me posies at the airport then later on, are you?
No.
Not that fanatic.
We love our Hare Krishna brothers and sisters.
All right, it's Q-104.3 New York's Pure Rock. Billy Corgan and Smashing Pumpkins is here. Let me just take care of a couple commercials. When we come out of them, we're going to play a song that actually Billy picked out from the Mellon Collie Infinite Sadness CD. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
This is the song I wanted to be the
Jelly
Belly.
Jelly Belly. All right, we'll play that after we do this. Q-104.3. Metallica, Ride Lightning, Fight Fire with Fire. Billy Corgan favorite. Thing rocks, man. I'll tell you, the song before that, Jelly Belly, was a rocker.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
I feel like I should give the medal.
Thank you. Rock and roll. Yeah. Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins is here. It's Raz, Q-104.3, New York's Pure Rock. I was checking out the Rolling Stone interview, and this reminded me to ask you a question on this. You used to take care of your little brother a lot when you were home, and you were living in Chicago. You still do live in Chicago. What was like the meanest thing you ever did to your little brother? And you laugh at it these days, like when.
Well, talking here is not a mean, but here's pretty funny.
Like the cruelest thing.
Well, see, my brothers. I had two brothers, and they were totally tolerant of me playing guitar.
Right.
So it was like typical day was like I'd be in my room like totally cranking the guitar, come out, and they would be sitting in front of the TV with the sound all the way up because I'd be playing so loud.
Right. So they would try to drown you out. Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's okay. Billy Corgan is here, and we're talking about just some times of his with his family back home and talking about the new CD. It's Q-104.3 New York's Pure Rock. We're going to play another track here in just a second. So, okay,
I lost you there in radio land.
No, that's all right. So you were saying about how your brothers were trying to out-volume you.
Yeah, I mean, I think back times like that, I mean, they were pretty cool about the whole thing because all I did all day was play guitar,
Yeah. You were saying that in that same article that you play for 4 hours at a time, 5 hours at a time. Well, what got you hooked on the guitar? Was any special guitarist or anything?
No, my father was a guitarist. I think it's kind of in the blood, but certainly I think I was going through some hard times then, and it was like an escape. It was just totally escape because when I played the guitar and played music and listened to music, it was just a way of getting away from all that. So I really identify with how, now in the position I'm in, how people use our music for the same kind of thing, and I'm very sensitive to that.
Are you a different person because you learned how to play the guitar? or are you more?
I'm probably a worse person if you ask me.
Really? Well, why would you say that? Because some people say that the guitar changed their personality.
I think it only changes you for the worse.
That's interesting.
It's an egoistic instrument.
Right. You didn't do it just to get chicks, though, did you?
Sure, at 15, yeah.
Yeah. Not now, though, of course.
No.
Now it's a great job. What do you do, Daddy? I'm a guitar player for a great rock band.
Yeah, right.
You know? I also understand you're a big fan of Johnny Winter.
Where'd you hear that?
Yeah, somebody told me that they were reading an article about you one time.
Yeah, I really like Johnny Winter.
Yeah, and you were going to do a tribute album or something like that.
No, we have a song.
Wait, is the song on the CD on Mellon Collie?
No,
oh, okay. What's the song called?
Tribute to Johnny.
Tribute to Johnny, huh?
Right.
Do you think you'll stick it on an album sometime?
I don't know. That's the kind of thing. That's a good B-side kind of thing. You know? It's an instrumental, so, you know.
God, that's great.
I don't know how many people would actually get the whole gist of the thing.
Well, you know, Johnny Winter's pretty well known. Who else are you into like that you like pull out when you're home just hanging out?
I've really grown to hate music, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I know. We were talking a little bit off the air. You were saying that you're kind of a little bit jaded about it. But you got to go back and pull something out. Like I'll listen to John Coltrane when I'm home, or something like that.
All right, I still reach for Hellbent for Leather.
Awesome. You got to pull Metallica out. You got to admit that, though, right?
Oh yes, I love Metallica. I still love Metallica.
You know, some Sabbath stuff's got to definitely be in your collection.
Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Yeah, of course. All right, good. Hellbent for Leather. Yeah, it's kind of the way we feel right here in the studio. Q-104.3 New York.
You are wearing all leather.
Yes,
all the listeners should know.
Yes. Even down to the bare essentials, too.
Right.
Q-104.3 New York's Pure Rock, and we're going to do another song from Smashing Pumpkins Mellon Collie, Infinite Sadness. And this is Zero. You played this on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Any story behind this track?
No.
No? Just crank it out.
Just wrote it one day.
Q-104.3 New York's Pure Rock. Pure Rock, Q-104.3. There it is. Hellbent for Leather. Instant request for you there, Bill. Bill Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins is here.
Billy, Mr.
Billy, sorry. Just the end.
Only my parents call me Bill.
Slurred the end there, Bill. Sorry, Billy. I don't want to start slamming things around the studio.
So you're gonna run into a kid at a supermarket.
Yeah, I know. No kidding. God. I hate to see what you'll do to me if we keep doing that, right? Q-104.3 New York's Pure Rock. Billy Corgan is here. I like the one thing you said that music did for you. You don't freak out at 40 and buy Porsches.
Mm-hmm.
That's like these women that like see a guy driving by in a Corvette.
Uh-huh.
They're like, "Sorry about your dick, buddy." You know, I mean, it's like almost like music. We talked about, mentioned the hair before, that when you shave your hair, it's kind of liberating. That music is liberating in itself too.
Absolutely. That's all I'm interested in, really.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to figure out a way to live life the way I want to live it.
Yeah. So at 40, you're not going to be sitting back going, "Man, I wish I was a guitar player." New York's Pure Rock, Q-104.3. Ode to No One.
Don't fade out that feedback.
No, I won't do that again, I'll tell you that. That's otherwise known as the FU song. Some anger there, I would imagine.
No, I'm just getting warmed up. You know.
Q-104.3, New York's Pure Rock. I love the line, "Despite all the rage, I'm still just a rat in the cage." Is there anything that brought that on? I guess we all feel that way in a way.
Yeah. No, I'm weird. I just, these things pop in my head. You know, I was probably thinking about something completely else. You know, like what I should order for food or something. But this stuff just comes to my head. You know.
Yeah, you could be Sylvester Stallone or the greatest actor in the world, the greatest anything, and you think about that line and it just is real humbling.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly born from the time of feeling very trapped in what was going on with the band, and you know, you're lucky because you have this success and so many people want to see you play, but the other, there's a party that just wants to go home. You know?
Yeah.
You're trapped in your own thing, and sometimes to get what you want, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. So it's just, I think it's certainly relatable to more things than my particular situation.
What do you miss in life now that you're successful in the band, and things have changed for you, obviously.
Life, like
do you miss maybe just walking down the street? You miss all of life itself.
Well, I still manage to get plenty in, but you certainly miss simplicity.
Yeah,
there's a simplicity that goes because of what you have to get yourself into.
I think you can't go to Sundays and the Bulls game like you would have done.
I do, but that can turn into something too. You know what I mean? I just can't go and just
sit there by yourself and watch the game.
Yeah. So it's I'm not complaining, really.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing, and I'm enjoying it now more than I ever have. But you do miss like the simple things. My mother can't ever understand why I don't want to sit, and eat dinner every night of the week. It's that kind of thing. And there's a restless part to you that's hard to calm.
It's Q-104.3, New York's Pure Rock. Billy Corgan is here. It's Raz. And we're just wrapping some things up here. We're going to play Bullet with Butterfly Wings here in just a second. Just a couple things. What kind of things, if a 22-year-old is sitting at home right now, that you, as a person that...
As an old person, you mean?
No, not an old. I'm just that... You obviously have some success, with your music, and, you've written a lot of things that people look at and try to formulate an opinion on, and you come up with great lines and great songs and great music that you would say to them toward the future. Do you have a good hope?
Future?
Yeah, your future, our future.
I don't know. I'm pretty negative about the whole thing at this point.
What's bothering you about the future?
I don't think that there's a lot to believe in. I don't think that a lot of bands stand for anything. I don't think a lot of TV stands for anything. I don't think a lot of movies stand for anything. Culturally, we don't seem to have any point. And I think there's a lot of, as I've related to myself, Smashing Pumpkins is always about, being our own individual selves, about playing music that we thought was beautiful and meant something. And we've taken so much stick for it, that it doesn't necessarily encourage another young person to go out and do the same thing. I mean, people ask me all the time. I would encourage them to copy me. I would encourage them to go do what they want to do,
Yeah.
And I always try to encourage that. And but life doesn't really encourage individuality. Life encourages conformity. And I wish everybody well.
Just go out and do it. Right?
In other words, stick to your guns. That's all I can really say.
Make your own mistakes.
Just stick to what you believe in. I've had people tell me all along that I was wrong. That my music was wrong, that what I did was wrong, that even wanting to play music was wrong. I had people tell me I shouldn't sing. I had people tell me everything you can imagine. And I didn't believe any of it. I believed in what I believed in, and it's worked out. And I think that's certainly the best thing that you can do. You can't really take care of the world. You can only take care of yourself. So.
Well, I hope if the Smashing Pumpkins thing comes to the end, whenever that might be, that somehow you still make a contribution to music or to writing or to whatever, because I think you have a lot to say.
It'll just be me on a kazoo, I think. That's the new thing.
There you go. Take up oboe.
Yeah.
Two more quick things. I'd love to hear what you did on the 4-track tapes back in Chicago years ago. Did you ever do anything with that?
They're all sitting in a box, I think there's something like 58 40-minute tapes of music, and it's all pretty bad, really. Trust me.
Really?
It's like me on synthesizer, like, a lot of that kind of thing.
Yeah. I would love to just hear that stuff, just to see how the foundation was formed,
I think I did everything I knew I shouldn't do. I got it all out of the way. So.
Yeah. And also, like, when you described how when you come to the end of your life, your death is going to be you just dying with a Twinkie in your hand. I laughed at that imagery because I thought it was really ironic.
Well, we like to think that our existence is extremely meaningful, and hopefully our deaths will be glorious, but, that's what I was trying to say. It'll probably be very simple and short.
Yes. Enjoy your Twinkies.
Well, good afternoon, everybody.
All right, Billy, thanks for stopping. I really appreciate it. It was a great hour well spent for me.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoyed it. And crank our station up when I know you're going home tomorrow. We're rocking here, and I know you like that stuff.
All right.
I appreciate it. Bullet with Butterfly Wings. Billy Corgan, thanks for stopping by. Stop by again next time you come to New York.
Thanks.
Okay,